What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from, the Jeremy Hambley channel, reporting in on a Saturday because, the news never ends, and I got up early today and did all my chores so I could do this video for all of you. Interesting new footage. Part of what I'm doing on this channel is obviously reporting on the, all the news, but also the Charlie Kirk assassination is obviously kind of when this channel really kind of took off. But I'm even considering sending my co-host, Hannah Claire Brimlow, to the trial. We'll see if we can make that happen, but that we don't even know when that's going to start. But certainly it's going to be live streamed, and we're going to probably be dedicating a lot of time to that. But interestingly, a new surveillance footage has been released, and everybody on the internet is launching into conspiracy theories. So what I started to say earlier is part of what I try to do on this channel is cut through a little bit of the noise. And this one is mostly, again, there's a guy who's now offering $100 to debate anybody about, it was an airsoft weapon that took Charlie's life, which I will happily debate him about that. But let's get into this. This was sent to me from our Discord. We're trying to get 200 members this month. We've got 12 already, so we're off to a nice, good start. thequartering.com/join. Once you join, you don't even have to download the app. You can use the web browser, and it's just a chat room. But you can talk directly to me. You can talk about finance, politics, tabletop games, submit show topics, promote your stuff, book club, movie recommendations, mom's only group, a dad's only group, health and wellness. You can also direct message me. thequartering.com/join. Sign up today. I really, really want to talk to you directly in there. Surveillance footage reveals new getaway details of Charlie Kirk's assassin, in quotations, as he's seen hours after the attack. Security footage from a Utah gas station. Apparently, the Utah gas station wants to get some sort of clout too, I guess. I'm not really sure. But newly video obtained by Fox News Digital and shows Tyler Robinson at a gas station in Cedar City, Utah, one day after the right-wing influencer lost his life. Kirk was assassinated at a Turning Point USA event on the campus of Utah Valley University in Orem on September 10th. Authorities suspected that Robinson had dumped evidence at the Maverick gas station 215 miles away. So in that perspective, that is important. Did he really dump evidence? If he did dump evidence, yeah, I would assume you'd still be able to get it. I don't know what he would have dumped because, he left the weapon behind. He left he texted admitting the crime. He left a note at home. This is why everyone thinks he's like a patsy or a fraud, because it's just like too clean. And I definitely get that. I have questions about the 30-06 bullet. How did it tumble? Did it, whatever the case is, I need to know that. I have questions about the text messages. They are, way, way, way too clean. And there are questions that I'm hoping we get answers for before the trial, but, I've kind of prepared to understand that we're probably going to have to wait to the trial. Police went to the gas station in response to the tip, which prompted them to uncover the footage. However, it also led them to confirm that he did not dump anything at the gas station's trash while he was there. The video showed Robinson arriving at the gas station on September 11th at 7:15 a.m. in his Dodge Challenger less than 24 hours into the manhunt. He exited his vehicle, paid with credit card before pumping gas into his car. He then got back into his vehicle and drove away, staying at the gas station no more than a few minutes. Cedar City police described in the video, once the tank was full, he removed the nozzle, closed the gas cap, got back to his vehicle, and left the station. He didn't even go in and get corn nuts. Do you guys eat corn nuts, man? Ranch corn nuts. It's been a long time since I had those. Those are definitely a go-to gas station snack for me. Or the honey roasted nuts. You just get in a little packet so you can just kind of pour them while you eat or while you drive. But anyway, I digress. As a fat man trying to lose weight, I'm fantasizing about food. But of course, now this footage has been used to spin all sorts of insane conspiracy theories, which I'm going to do a little bit of debunking here. First and foremost, if you look at anybody who lives in Utah who makes this drive, okay? Anybody in Utah who makes this drive. Cedar is a very typical stop between Salt Lake City and St. George, where his parents lived. Nothing weird at all. Agreed. There's nothing surprising about this video. It doesn't challenge or conflict with any of the presented evidence so far. You know, again, there are people who want, you know, I'm curious about the rooftop footage. We've seen footage, you know, of him running across the roof. Is there footage of him taking the shot? And if there is, boy, it sure would be nice to have that released. You know, because that would put to bed about 75 to 85% of the questions people have, at least about a second shooter and the weapon and this. I mean, this guy, this other conspiracy theory, which I might debunk later today, or I might save for Sunday. It's one of the wildest. And then, of course, Redacted News retweets it and it says it's 100% confirmed that it was an air rifle. Not, I mean, but somehow there was a gun. I can't even go down that rabbit hole right now. But again, you know, this says basically everybody who makes this drive is confirming that it's totally normal. 250 miles, UVU is exit 269, Washington exit 2714, exact same straight freeway, mostly an 80-mile-an-hour zone. Nothing weird about this. You know, there's nothing here. Cedar is one of the most common stops for fuel on the way to the area where he lived. Makes me roll my eyes when people who have never driven through here act like it's something suspicious and unusual. So, you know, these are locals. These are the locals who are, you know, saying this, but it won't stop this.
We just got some new footage in of...
Now, she's a real news lady because she's wearing a blazer.
The accused Charlie Kirk shooter. This is him right here at a gas station in Cedar City, Utah. And you can see he's filling up his tank. The reason why this came to our attention is because police in that community were asked to go to that gas station and investigate whether or not he potentially may have dropped anything in the dumpster. This report,
by the way, again, that totally fine. It's also fine to report it.
It comes from Cedar City Police Department in Utah. And this is a little snippet that I pulled from the police report. You can see the date in question there is September 11th.
Why can't nobody ever get a lav mic? What are all these TikTok reporters doing?
That is the day after Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. You can see what was written in the report there. I highlighted it. The officers were asked to check whether a suspect in an ongoing case had disposed of evidence in a trash can at that location. Here he is getting some gas at the gas station. He fills up pretty quickly, gets back in the car, and drives away. You can see what's written in the report here also reflects what we just saw in the video as Tyler Robinson was filling up his gas tank. At no time did he approach or use any trash cans. And obviously, as always, you can follow scriptsnews.com.
Okay, so Scripps News. But here the skiff says, here's Tyler Robinson filling up his gas station. The police report shows that they were checking to see if, quote, the suspect, in quotations, threw away any evidence in one of the trash cans. What was Tyler doing almost 200 miles away just a few hours after the Charlie Kirk assassination? Again, WTF is really going on. What, 2,000 likes on this? It's literally a straight shot. He was going home. Everybody knows he went home. He went home. His parents turned himself into the police. If anything, all this does is add more evidence that the somewhat official timeline, at least. Now, again, I have questions about the text messages. I have all this. You see the comments. He was going home to St. George, which is just 52 miles south of Cedar City. What's so strange about that? A few hours? You mean like 24 hours? If he drove 60 miles an hour, it would take him 3.5 hours. To answer your question, what was he doing at the gas station? I'm going to wildly speculate with conspiracy theory and say he was filling up his gas tank in the quote-unquote vehicle. I'm happy to see that. Again, I don't trust everything we know from the FBI yet. And I know that you have a lot of holes in the story and things, you know, worth questioning, talking about. 100%. The 30-06 in entrance to an exit wound. If they could share that information, that would totally get rid of the, he was assassinated from behind, which is one of the prominent conspiracy theories. I won't even say one of the prominent theories. But no, obviously all this does is actually reinforce, the official timeline. He lived 270 miles away from the university. He was headed back home. He was driving back home, which was always the narrative. this was the next day and only 2.5. People are so like conspiracy brained. Like they want to believe literally anything they can. And I think there are things worth asking. I wish that people would stay, on task. Essentially, the 30-06 and the text messages. And if there's any additional footage on the roof that would show, him taking the shot. These are the three, I think, biggest questions we have. Everybody else about their trapdoors and their beat cults and their energy rays and that's all nonsense. If people want to consume that content for entertainment, I can't fault them for it. It's all part of the game. It's all part of the game and it's all part of coverage. But on this channel, I will try to take some of these prominent theories and at least add some level of common sense to them. As of right now, I'm batting 1,000. A lot of these people who claim to have inside information haven't released it. And I have a feeling you're going to hear a lot of these loudest voices, whether it's Redacted or Candace Owens or Ian Carroll, quietly move to another story pretty soon, because at some point they're going to have to put up or shut up. And I don't think they have any evidence that they've lied to their viewers and claimed they had. That said, I say that totally not, understanding there needs to be more questions, but nothing weird about this. Hope you're informed by this video. Hope you'll join the Discord over at thequartering.com/join. Just come on over here. You can go yearly or you can get the basic, sign up for the Discord, and you can talk to me directly in there and hundreds of other viewers. We'll talk to you again real soon.